Welcome to the Embracing Singleness podcast with your host, my sister, Elder Prophetess Shimika Bowers. The purpose of this podcast is to change the perception of being saved and single from being an obstacle to being a blessing, while embracing our singleness to help build functional relationships as Christ so desires. So again, let's welcome our host, Prophetess Shimika Bowers.
Welcome back to Embracing Singleness podcast. In this series, we are talking about 5 signs that you are with the wrong person. Basically 5 red flags that says stop, don't proceed, don't proceed with caution, don't mash the gas and hit go. It means stop. So let's recap real quick. If you have not caught the other podcast and you're just now jumping on, please go back and check out 1 through 3 that is already out. Make sure you have your journals. Remember, I told you to journal so that you can see your growth. Also, the Bible teaches us to write the vision and make it plain. So let's make sure we have our journals. So let's recap real quick. Red flag number 1. They aren't consistently pursuing Jesus. If you are on this podcast and you're listening and you're saved and single and you're embracing your singleness and you're getting back into the dating scene, it doesn't necessarily have to be dating. 5 signs the person is wrong for you. It could be your friendship, any type of relationship except for which ship? Situationships. We're not doing that in this season. Red flag number 1, they aren't consistently pursuing Jesus. If you meet them and they have not talked about their faith, they've not talked about their relationship with Christ, stop. Immediately just stop. Red flag number 2, when those you love don't love who you're with. I also put a disclaimer out there. Make sure that when we're talking about this and you're looking over this, make sure you understand just because you love them, do they really love you? So when you are able to decipher that, if you were on the Zoom, we kind of went over what it means when someone loves you, what that really looks like. So when someone, your spiritual team, your leaders, people that are that love you and want you to win, and doesn't have to manipulate you, if they are proceeding with caution with the one that you are with, please stop in that moment. Listen to what they're saying, pray on it. Look over the situation, try to take yourself out of it, because that is a red flag. I know for me, I said before, if my leaders is telling me, hold on, then please stop. Red flag number 3, which was podcast last week, when you don't experience healthy conflict. We're not making up to break up. We're not doing that. Every single day. I'm not fighting. We're not going to fight. We're not going to break up and then make up. We're going to get off that vicious cycle. Also, red flag number 3, we talked about the different types of abuse. If you're suffering any type of abuse during a conflict, whether it be emotional, physical, mental, spiritual, financial, any type of verbal, any type of abuse, stop. Don't even proceed anymore. So that brings us to this week, this podcast. So red flag number 4, when you find it difficult to trust the one you're with. That's a big one. So here's the thing. Life happens, mistakes happen. However, when you are having an issue with the one that you are with, a friendship, any type of relationship, if you can't trust that person, you need to stop. You need to ask yourself, you need to self-evaluate. Have they done something that makes them untrustworthy in that moment? Now listen, here's the thing. If you're in a relationship, friendship, long enough, someone is going to hurt one another. We're human. We're not perfect. However, when you decide that you're going to stay in the relationship after you've been hurt, understand that forgiveness comes. And with forgiveness, we do not continue to throw up what the person did repeatedly. When you forgive, and you let it go. So you need to self-evaluate yourself. Ask yourself, have they done something to me that causes me not to trust them? If that answer is yes, I'm one to always say, listen, you can have a car, but if you don't have tires on the car, or you don't have a battery in the car, it's just a car. It's just a shell. You're not going anywhere. The car has no purpose. It's just sitting there in the way. That is the same thing with the relationships. If you do not have trust, you don't have a relationship. You have a shell of a relationship. As I've said before, we're not faking it till we make it in this season. So you need to ask yourself, have they done something that makes me not trust them? In that moment, you proceed accordingly. Sometimes, listen, I've been there. Sometimes we're the problem. Sometimes Susie and Bob didn't hurt you, but however your ex did. So now, because they're showing signs in your perception, now you don't trust them. You're making them pay for something that they did not do, and you're the problem. You're the problem, and you need to stop, because you are the red flag. I know we don't like to say that often, but sometimes you're the problem. And if you have an issue with trust, that is something that you need to get over. You need to heal. You need to face what broke your trust, and you need to proceed accordingly. Listen, yes, I believe that Christ heals us, but sometimes you need a couch. You might need a prescription. If you have a chemical imbalance, there is nothing wrong with you seeking help, but you do need to figure out why you're having trust issues. Trust issues. If it's you don't need to proceed with anybody. Period. You have got to figure out why you're having trust issues. 1 Corinthians 13:7 says, love always protects, always trusts, always hopes, always preserves. Does not mean you won't have moments of insecurity. We're human. Listen, we're not the finest thing walking. We're not. However, you need to be secure with who you are. You need to be secure with yourself within the bounds of your relationship. Listen, I am not a jealous type. If you deal with jealousy, you need to figure out why. Go back to our last series. Who are you? Who are you? Yeah. Where are you? Where's your mindset? When you have that jealous moment, can you stop and ask yourself, where am I? Are you causing the person you're with to pay for something that your ex did, or for some insecurity that you have? Question: why would you be with someone you don't trust? Why? Where do you think you're going to get? Let me tell you something. If I don't trust you, that's a red flag for me. I'm not going any further. Listen, I don't have time. I work a full-time job. I got ministry. Listen, I'm not going to have a part-time job checking your phone, checking your location, trying to figure out where you're at, monitoring your social media accounts, going through, logging in under you and blocking who I'm insecure about. Like, I don't have time for that. That's another job. So you need to ask yourself, if you have to do all of that, why? Why are you with them? Why do you feel like you have to settle for that? And that goes for the other person too. That goes for the other person too. Why would you settle for someone who doesn't trust you? Why would you settle for someone who micromanages your time, your day, your phone calls, your interactions, your relationships, your friendships. Why? Why do you feel like you deserve that? No, everyone deserves to be loved, unconditional. Everyone deserves to be in a relationship where they are secure and feel secure. If whoever you're with is tap dancing on your insecurities, red flag. Just stop. But also take accountability. If you're insecure and if it's something you can change, then you need to change it. You need to change it. So basically, that is the fourth. That is the fourth red flag out of the 5. Trust. If you don't trust them, you don't need to be with them. And let me say this before I jump off here. I think we've all been there where we've trusted someone and they've hurt us or betrayed us in some type of manner, and then we began to stop trusting ourselves. What do I mean by that? You don't trust your perception. You don't trust yourself. You don't trust your judgment. You don't trust your decision making. And we've all been there. I've been there too. I've been there. So then what happens is we began to manifest in our mind that they are doing something untrustworthy, and then we act shocked and hurt when they do something that's untrustworthy. I need you to catch that. If someone is not doing anything wrong and they are doing everything in their power and they're trying to be this better person, but you continue to question them, you continue to treat them in a manner that is less than what they deserve, guess what happens? You open up the doorway for them to find someone that trusts them, to be that wants a relationship with them. So therefore, you have now opened up the door for them to become untrustworthy. Not saying I'm blaming you, but you need to take accountability. There's only so much a person can take. There's only so much a person can take. So if you are feeling insecure, you need to do a self-check-in. So if you don't trust the person you're with, red flag, stop. All right. So that is podcast number 4, red flag number 4. If you have not joined Embracing Singleness Zoom, it's on the 2nd and 4th Monday of every month at 7:30 p.m. Please look us up on all social media platforms. This podcast drop on all social media platforms, but also look us up on Facebook, Embracing Singleness CLT. That is the group that we're in. You will actually have to be part of the group to be able to join the Zooms, because it is we do things with confidentiality. So there are questions that we ask in the group that can give you access to the Zooms. If you're not on the Zooms, you're missing it. You are missing it. We have a team of us, a group of us who are saved and single and embracing our singleness in this life, in this journey of Christianity and doing it the right way. So until next time, as I always say, God is the greatest power and you are not defeated. Till next time.
You have been listening to the Embracing Singleness podcast with Prophetess Shimika Bowers. We ask that you follow us on Facebook, Spotify, and YouTube.